Hello and welcome back, my Fruity Pebbles. Today I'm trying another art challenge. Why? Because I've lost it. Nothing new. Anyways, I'm going to be trying to draw in a different art style. I don't actually know the name of the art style, but the person I see use it goes by the name of Just H2O. Link will be down in the description if you do want to go check him out. I'm going to try the draw in his art style because I think it's really cool. It's also a Splatoonish art style. At least he uses it for Splatoon stuff, so it will make my life a little bit easier. Anyways, on to the video. People that have watched my videos in the past should know that I like to use Bobby Hat as my guinea pig for these type of challenges, but I thought I used that guinea pig plenty of times. I think it's time for her to retire. So I have my own Inkling character named Kira that is the new guinea pig for these art challenges and other art projects I have. So, new guinea pig! Yay! Now, drawing in the ears in this art style, which is one of my favorite parts about this art style, it's a lot longer and bigger than my style. Now, when I did draw it, I may have gone a little bit overkill. I may have given it a little bit too much of the super mushrooms. Just saying, I may have gone a little bit overkill. Now to draw the beanie. I think it's a beanie. I don't actually know what this clothing even is. I don't know what it's called. I just know that they're comfortable. So there's that. Now, in drawing the beanie, mine always looked off. I never really liked how they looked. But when I looked at his, he kind of did a little bit of layering and folding to make it look like that. And that made it look way better, so I applied it here. I don't know why it never came across my brain to do that with the beanie. I've done it with this clothing before, but I don't know why I never did it with the beanie. Anyways, we're learning stuff already with this challenge. Moving on! Now, when it comes to drawing the eyes, particularly more like the raccoon mask part of the Inkling, it's a little bit different in the style, but not too different. When it comes to the eyeballs, though, it's a lot different than my style. Now, when it comes to drawing the actual eyeball, he does it more like the actual in-game eyes. I do it more like the Splatoon manga-ish eyes. So, doing it in the more in-game eyeballs was a little bit hard. When I do get to the coloring of it, though, that's where it's really hard. Usually the middle part is just a big black part. But with Kira's eyes, for some reason, I made the middle part like a darkish greenish blue. So, it's a wonderful mess. I'm probably just going to do the same, just a darkish greenish blue in there. Hope that goes well. Anyways. Now, the worst part about this is the only color I know that I have is a pen. Not a pencil. At least with color pencils, you can somewhat erase it. So, if this goes bad, I'm stuck with it. Anyways. Now to move on to the rest of the body, which doesn't look to be too different in the art style, so this should be pretty easy to get through. So, I better explain what in the world is playing in the background. That would be the original audio for this recording, but at 3 times the speed. While I was drawing, I was listening to music. This one is Knowing You. And then when I put it at 3 times the speed when editing, instead of muting it when I decided to edit, I decided to listen to the entire thing at 3 times the speed because I just wanted to know what the music would sound like. And, we got this. I muted most of the music because most of it was annoying, but I thought this one was funny. Anyways, Knowing You is one of my favorite songs, so there's that. Anyways, moving on. To be honest, it kind of sounds like a bunch of chickmunks singing. In drawing the hands, since this is a lot bigger, since I'm drawing the character a lot bigger than I normally would in my normal art style, the hands were just a lot easier to draw. Why does the end of this sound like a bunch of marbles dropping? I have a question here. Which one is easier to draw, girls or boys? For me, girls are just a ton easier to draw, a lot easier to make it look like a girl. Second of all, it doesn't matter if it's inklings or humans. It's just a lot easier, especially with humans. Humans are really hard, especially with the hair. It's very easy with girls just to make long hair, call it a day. With boys, it's really hard to make that short hair, especially with humans. Anyways, now you might be seeing the paper and saying, Jace, why aren't you going to draw the rest of the legs and feet? Because he normally doesn't, and 1, I saw an opportunity to be lazy. 2, I saw an opportunity not to draw feet. So I wasn't going to just let an opportunity like that pass away. Anyways, something that I should probably answer, how many art styles do I actually have? I have the main one, which is seen in the bottom left corner right now. The main one, which I do on most of my drawings, and I usually do on most of these art videos. The main one, I'm always trying to improve the best I can with this art style. Then I have another one that's kind of similar, but it's a little bit more bulky, it's a little bit more like my sister's style. And then I have the Paper Mario art style, which, believe it or not, I do with Paper Mario characters. I know, it's a huge surprise. Anyways, I did try drawing an inkling in that style. It went okay. Anyways, when it comes to coloring, I know some people just like to color in black and white, which is fine. I used to do that when I first started drawing. But I think coloring brings a lot more life into your character, brings a lot more life and just much more depth and detail into your characters. But I also know when you're first starting to draw in color, it can be a little bit scary that you don't want to, you're worried about ruining what you've already drawn, which most of the time you're really not going to ruin it unless you just don't know how to stay on the lines. But for the most part, you're not going to ruin it, especially if you have colored pencils and not crowns. But that kind of just depends on what art supplies you have. As long as you have some decent colored pencils, it will be okay. It's not gonna be the best when you first start, but it's gonna get better as you go. You can't fail unless you try in the first place. And another thing why I like coloring, it can definitely hide your mistakes. So there's that. Yes, I'm doing this again, but this time it's Adam's Fall at 3 times the speed. And I kinda thought this one was catchy. I don't have issues, not at all. Why does this voice match so well for this character? Voila! 'Tis done! I think this came out a lot better than I was expecting. Anyways, this was fun. I enjoyed drawing in a different art style. I learned a little bit. I've already applied a little bit to my main art style. But if you guys want to see more of this, if you guys want to see me draw in more different art styles, like the video, consider subscribing, check out the video on screen, and I'll see you in the next one.